Howdy folks, and welcome to a quick No Man's Sky video. Today we're going to be looking at every single build part that has been added, all the new stuff in the Frontiers update for No Man's Sky, and all of it is built right there. Yes, you can't actually see all of it because a lot of it's unloaded, especially up the back there, but yeah, I've placed everything down, found some issues that you can get with some of these things, and we will have a look at them and discuss it and hopefully get you some ideas on what to build. This is a new creative save and no technology, so I do not have much of a jetpack. Let's get all the way to the bottom and we'll start with the walls. So firstly we have the half arches and arches. Now these are 3 high. Anything in these rows are 3 high. I've done so because they are the contextual textured actual buildables. So that means essentially that if you have more of them, they will change to suit, in this case, the height. So if you have 3 or more, you'll have all 3 of the bottom, middle and top stylings. If you just had 2, I believe you just have bottom and top. The middle then fits in for any between those 2. And of course if it was bottom, then I believe you actually just have the bottom, you don't guaranteed have the top. I've got mixed feelings about this, partly just because I'd love to be able to choose which ones. But other than that, it is a really cool thing, and hopefully they'll do more of that kind of thing in other variations, like maybe with these floors and stuff. But yeah, so here we have these arches, and I really like these stone because they're super simple, very much in the style of the ruins and such that we've seen before. And yeah, I haven't tried much colouring with these. These are all the same default colour so that we don't get too mixed up. And I believe they've taken out the wood texture, so we can't even put wood on metal now, which used to be amazing. But I mean, understandable. And this metal actually kind of has that brushed aluminium look, which we got with the wood effect on metal before. Oh wow, is that a load of clouds? So yeah, these are the arches. I really like how different each of these 3 stylings are now. They're just far more different to each other than they used to be. Currently, any with 2 are just to show each side because the sides are going to be different. So these, you can't actually walk through these. I don't know why, but currently there's a lot of issues with snapping and stuff like that. Normally stuff like this, see, you can't even go through those. So there's a lot of clipping issues at the moment, which is unfortunate. So we can't actually use these doors, but I'm sure they'll fix that pretty soon. Loving the wood is the proper contemporary one at the moment. It looks so good. Like these with the frontage, all these doors as well. How good do these doors look? That's a bit janky. Yeah, that's not working properly, that animation. This one, actually, I thought the rock was working, but I guess not. Yeah, that's not working either. The metal does though. The metal's the only one that currently works properly, door-wise. Yeah, they all look fantastic again. And yeah, really cool. Way better than the previous. Then we've got just these singular doors, of course. These two don't even have a door on these. Whereas the metal one does, and that is also working. So yeah, nice with that. These still the contextual textures there. But yeah, switcheroo. These are the extruded parts. Now the extruded parts do not have contextual textures. The extruded instead just have a different one each side. And you can make them work with these fine. There is also a cap, which I haven't actually built for the extruded, which goes on the edges to cover this. But it doesn't actually snap at the moment. There's a lot of things that don't snap, which is a bit annoying, but kind of is what it is. But yeah, we've got like a load of extruded windows here. I've actually got 3 different types of extruded windows for the metal. So that's the outside and inside. The inside does look really cool with the metal. And then here we have the stone. So outside and inside. Now the stone, of course, we've got these things. These actually look awesome. But of course you may not want that, so you can really just super easily solve that by if you turn on snapping there. And is it going to let me snap it in? Is it not? What if I do that? Okay, snapping doesn't want to work at the moment, I'm sure. Yeah, like I said, snapping is a bit of a pain in the arse at the moment. It just doesn't want to work half the time. So yeah, it doesn't want to let me snap it in there. Maybe it's thinking that the snap point is taken up already. But basically, once it's ready, you'll be able to just snap it in there. Of course, you could free place. It won't. Obviously, I'd be a bit more careful with it being super perfect if I was doing it on actual build. But yeah, you could just do that and cover it up inside if you wanted to. Obviously, that's a bit high. Essentially, once the snapping's fixed, you can actually snap them in. That won't be an issue. Let's actually just remove that because it'll do my head in. I still got used to the deletion and stuff. And here we go with the wooden extrusions. This one is just an extruded wall. There's no actual window in this. I thought this one, or is this just got the grill? Because yeah, like you find that with a lot of the concrete, there's less big open areas, which does suit concrete, and more like grills and stuff. This is another bunch of swishness. Then this comes onto the windows for the non-extruded windows, so they do have the triple contextual textures. And yeah, there's some really cool windows. We've got such a massive amount of choice now when it comes to this. And the concrete again with the grills and stuff, and this one actually switches the grills up on the side and such. Same with these, that's a really cool one, how it's got like the vertical side ones. Here we go for the extruded door, and that's the same with this one. That actually looks amazing. It's coming to night now, I already had to wait through a day. This planet does not have a longness day, at least not where I am on it. But yeah, I really like the extruded door. It looks just pretty fantastic. Does this actually work as well, this animation? Oh, yes, nice. The wooden extruded door works, the animation does. So that's fantastic, as does the concrete and the metal, so nice. The extruded doors all work. Okay, cool, so it might just be the frontages that don't, all but the metal. And yeah, then we've got two more types of door, which look pretty darn cool. And same for the wood. I really like that door. That's really cool. That's super snazzy. Oh, I've travelled 8,000. You're on the save now. Then we move over. Luckily, we've got the light, so we can still at least see them a bit. Then we move over to the wooden slanted floor, which works amazingly for like doing banisters on stairs. You can raise it with a short wall and then just have this higher, and that will actually give you a banister. A really workable, awesome looking one. The concrete one feels more like a divider for a terrace to me than like the sides of stairs, although it would also work with stairs. And then the metal one, the previous metal one, it was one of the two solid ones, but this is far better. The other one was used to look kind of plasticky and like molded and ugh. But yeah, these look really cool now. Now when it comes to short walls, we've got two long and two small width. So these are all like a single like small flooring wide. This one is, as is this one, and then these two are full length ones. And yeah, we've just got loads more options now. These look really cool, as do these with the stone. We've just got grills in them, and yeah, with the stone one, we've basically got a grill option and a brick option, which looks super nice. And then for the wood, we also have a sort of grill and a solid option. Man, wood looks so much better now. It's just fantastic. Then we come over to this will be the extruded. What is this actually? The extruded. I think this is just the extruded wall, just the basic extruded wall. Unfortunately, I haven't had enough time with all these to remember the names of every single piece yet, but it'll come, I'm sure. But yeah, extruded wall for stone, look and swish, and extruded wall for metal. Hells yeah! And then we just got the basic walls that are obviously contextually textured. And yeah, looking all fantastic. This is, of course, the thin one. It's interesting with the metal brace there for the stone, but yeah, it's cool. And yeah, this is the thin one as well, and then the wide one. So that's for that, and then the metal here. Metal's a lot easier to see the lines, which kind of makes sense. Now we have got our new stairs total. So this little diddy stairs is a new one, which is great because whenever I tried to do or wanted to do this kind of thing, I always used to have to phase this, so most of it was underneath, which was fine when it was like a ground floor, but not for anything other than that. So you're a bit limited. But now we've got this, which is an option for these to be tiny little stairs, which is great. And then of course we've got the proper stairs. Now they've finally made them side to side, so there's no gaps. Previously they were kind of standalone and they looked a bit terrible if you had them like multiple side to side, or side by side I should say. But these look great now, and it's the same for all of the pieces. So the stone, just look at that, that's such a clean line, and that was always the case with the concrete. The concrete ones always looked great and were the only ones that went side to side. But yeah, this still looks fantastic. Yeah, here's a little one for that as well, and Shadaisy. And then the wooden ones definitely keeps the feel of the old ones, but just looks far superior. Here we have all the flooring. So we've got the glass flooring, the mini triangle, big triangle, mini floor, and the big floor. And the wood just looks like actual wood. See, there's knots in it. That's mental. And then we've got the stone, which does look like stone tilings, like like limestone or something. And these have the patterns in, which looks cool. And then this has a grill instead of glass, because yeah, that's friggin' sweet. Then this one has a completely different shape. It's not, this is like very much, I don't know, more futuria, I guess, and super thick. And then these floors look amazing too, with the sort of metal tiles. It's weird. Yeah, it looks great. Then we've got a load of roofs. Like, there are so many new different roofing options. It's crazy. So each one of these different types of materials has a completely different arrangement of roofs, pretty much anyway. So yeah, you do have this sort of domey type shaped one, and that type of domey shaped one, but that's solid, that's stone, and this is like a wooden frame with glass. So yeah, it just looks freaking sweet. And that's even higher because it's got the thicker bottom. It's even got like the little hook, the loops to crane it in. Very cool. So here with the metal ones, we've got this super thick one. These do phase into each other a lot, but I actually like that they do that, because if you look here, you could build with all of these on the same roof and actually make it seamless, because they all just kind of phase into each other. It could look a bit janky inside at some points like this one, but if you're smart with it, you could really make this look good, especially with ones like these. Most of these have a solid bottom, but you can see like here when they don't. I wish more had solid bottoms. There are some options on the wooden side I really wish had open bottoms, but we'll get to it shortly. This is a nice flat, low profile option that looks kind of classic and good. Same with this one. This one is an interesting one. I'm not quite sure why, but I like the exposed cables and stuff, and it looks very flat pack settlement-y. This one here with the fabric on top, see, like that, it's got a floor, but it's also so low with the fabric that it's not really usable as an actual area to be in. And it's also like sided, so I don't quite get these actual designs. For me, I would prefer that they be open, and then we just have the option to use a floor to phase into it, to close it off. This is an interesting one. This is like, I think it's described as the ornate one or something, where it's just like super artsy and cool looking for almost no reason. But yeah, it's nice to have that option. These are the classic roofing that we used to have that has just been made to look way better. See, look at those scratches on like the brushed metal. Looks very cool. This one I'm not so sure about. This actually looks like... So this is the one that's supposed to be, like the one that... Well, it's supposed to be an upside version of that, But the way they've done it, they've literally just turned that upside down. They needed a new texture that fits in with this and locks in. So I think that's just a mistake at the moment. So yeah, probably just an oversight. So I'm sure that will be fixed eventually. But yeah, with how they do this now, that doesn't really work. But I'm sure they'll fix it. Now, these are some of the other new roofs we've got. Basically, each one has got this sort of bowed sort of roof cap, as well as this taller one. Now, each of the bowed ones, they have a long gable for the inside, and then the tall ones have another gable that fits those. Now, unfortunately, these guys, none of them for either the wood, the stone, or the alloy actually snap together. It's really bad. They don't snap to... Well, sorry, they do snap together, but they don't snap to anything else. I've tried a lot of things, and they just don't snap. So the only current way to get them in would be adjacency and blender glitching. And yes, Beebs and a number of other mods, I believe, have already refigured out a wire and blender glitching. So it is still in the game, which is fantastic. So we can still do stuff like this. But yeah, so these, they do snap to each other, but that's also janky. You can get them like snap perfect like this to each other. Messing about with using the gables, and then so the gables will snap to certain parts of these, but then these will snap to the gable differently, so you can kind of get them where you want them with a lot of faffing about, but you still can't get them to snap to anything else other than each other. So can be achieved to a degree, but it's really not great at the moment. I'm really hoping they'll fix these snapping, a lot of the snapping issues quite soon. For these, the stone has a lot less. See, this is one of the things I meant with the snapping. See how cool that looks on the edges as well. So like this has, it snaps to this like this. So like it's got like a big gap here. But if you're using the gables and stuff, you can move it over and whatnot, and it's so weird. But yeah, this just helps to show, like, that's the gable for this one, the long one. Otherwise, it just has that hook, loop, sorry. And then this one has this gable, and it does look friggin' sweet. But yeah, they just need to sort the snapping out. So the concrete side has a bunch less than the metal. The metal actually has the most. It has one more than the wood as well, of these new type roofs. This has the cool dome there. This has a raised dome. Now, to me, this actually makes sense, because this, I imagine, although, well, it makes sense with metal or wood. I don't know if this makes sense with stone, because I imagine this kind of roof with this gap underneath would actually help to keep things cool, because of the air running through this and the heat warming up this top one with the air cooling that, but not heating up the one that will actually transfer into the place. I expect that would work somewhat, but I don't know what would work on stone. But anyway, it does look freaking sweet. This one of the most simple flat stone. Then this with a really cool, very Moroccan feel. We got a lot of sort of a Moroccan type designs here. At least that feels like that to me. Especially with the fabrics on the roofs like this. See, it's got a freaking gazebo on top. It's very cool. This is actually probably one of the more usable ones. And you can actually build this gazebo separate. So we will get to that shortly. So yeah, very cool dome there. Swish gazebo here. And then these are the normal ones. And these are just straight, so they could just turn upside down. Which it looks like that's all they've done with all of them. They've just turned that one upside down. Like... yeah, it doesn't really work, see, because that doesn't line up fully. Yeah, they just need to touch that up, I guess. But yeah, you've seen these. So lastly, we have the wood for the roofs. It's all faced this way, so I need to get to this side. So we've got the glass domes, a lot more glass with the wood. This is a cool one as well. It's like a nice, cool sort of contemporary design, as with these. Got a corner one and then the side one. They're a little different heights, even though this is snapped to that. But again, I'm sure they'll sort certain things. Plus, if this was on a build, I'm sure that would actually look pretty cool and fine. These are open bottom as well, which is cool. So these are the ones I was on about, which have the... they don't, like... see, it'd be very... because of the fabric, it'd be very annoying to actually do anything in this. It's kind of tall enough, but it's also kind of not. This is especially not, just because how low that is there. But so I kind of wish, again, that these would be either like open-bottomed or would not have these railings around the sides. But yeah. You know what, actually, let's just check, just in case I've missed something, and these are contextual, because that would be interesting. So let's just remove these floors just to make sure, and let's just put that there. Does that open? It doesn't. Okay. This would be a lot cooler if like a floor was attached to these, or they were attached to each other like this, that these would open. Because then you could have these around the side of a roof and have this roof like that. But even if that was the case and it still did that, you could still have it without the floor, and we would have the choice to phase a floor into it to close it off if we wanted to. Yeah, these are just my thoughts anyway. Of course, you guys might have different views on these, so please feel free to express below. Here we've got the flat wooden roof, then another solid domed wooden roof, which I suppose is more akin to the concrete one over there. And then these are the normal ones, which fits perfectly with the wood because the wood is very simple. And see, it all lines up perfectly, and that looks fantastic. So they don't need to do anything with the wood. That just looks good. These wood roof caps look epic with those lines of glass in there. Super like them. These look great as well, and you could make some epic structures with these. This is the gable for the glass. For the wood roof, and the other tall gable here. So yeah, a lot of options, and these will be really good when they can actually be snapped to anything. So that's kind of the three big parts. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff to go over. Now this is all the details. So this is all the decorations. Let's start over here. We've got posters. These are new posters. Now you might notice that these are floating. Oh yes. That is because that with these walls, if you try to put a poster on them, it just won't happen. They will the sort of where the game tries to attach the actual poster or anything you try to put on the walls, it will put it behind the actual texture. Now with a lot of things you can use free placement to help with that, but not with the posters. They're too thin. They just don't have a thickness. So I put out the small floors from the wall, put these on the end of them, then deleted the floors just so you guys could actually see them. But hopefully they will fix this clipping, and we'll be able to use the posters properly soon. There are other ways you could do it though. You could have them very close to the wall by maybe putting a pill light in the wall, because that'll sink in a bit, and then put that on top of the pill light. Stuff like that. Or, you know, just other thin things that will just act as a bit of a riser for the posters. Now here we've got a load of construction stuff. This is what you'll see in those being built buildings in the settlements, like a big old scissor lift. Look how detailed that is. It's so cool. Friggin' sweet ass scissor lift. We've got I don't know what that's called actually, like a digger's claw or something on there. We've got a wheelbarrow, space age looking wheelbarrow. It's automatic, probably hovers a bit and all that shit. Then we've got a spare tyre, which looks swish. I'm drinking too much beer at the moment, so I have one of these as well. We've got like this. Okay, I actually really love this. This is a shovel that you can just stick in the ground anywhere. How cool is that? It's just a shovel just sticking out the dirt. You can do that if you want. I know, it just tickled me. It's just such a simple thing, but it's awesome. We then have cement mixer. We've got a pile of I-beams, which is very cool. We've got a sort of, I don't know what you call this, like a barrier, for a construction barrier, probably, which is very swish. We've got cement bags. We've got a pile of bricks that is covered. By the way, keep in mind that pretty much all of these decorations, almost everything here, can be scaled. So you can make pretty much all of this as big or as small as you bloody well want. So you can have massive brick, sort of covered brick stacks. I just put these at the defaults just because Well, to be honest, it took me a few hours to put all this out, just on its own, so yeah, lots of stuff needs to happen today, so I can't spend too long. And you can even see the actual palette, although it does look like a different palette, like a metal one, and this looks more like a wooden style palette. But either way, palette's awesome. Got a bucket and a pail with some debris and stuff in, very cool. Got 2 types of scaffolding here. Does that actually work? No, you can't actually go up those ladders. They do look a bit small. Plus, I imagine with scaling that would be an issue if they were workable ladders. But yeah, you can scale these as well. We've even got a step ladder. How cool is that? We've then got a small generator. We've got a big old pump. I guess this would be great for like having an underwater base. I mean, you could probably snap the pipe. I don't know if you can snap the pipes to these. You know what? Let's actually check. That'll only take a second to check. And if you can do that, that would be amazing. Oh, they're way bigger. But free placement. So yeah, right. If you sized up the pump, because you can't scale the pipes, which is a bit annoying. But if you sized up the actual this pump, so you could fit these pipes on, you could probably glitch it so it looks like the pipes are coming out of it, and that would make that you could make a really cool looking like magnetic generator or something like yeah, man, that would be really cool. How's it? We have this. I love this. If only we could work it, but it's we got a cart, a space age cart. This is full on from Firefly, damn it, with a cartwheel. Oh yes. The cartwheel is separate, obviously. All of these are separate things. You can put them wherever you want. We've got a trough. We've got another trough, stone trough, metal trough. This, I actually can't remember what this is. Just some kind of, I don't know. Oh, composter, that's what that is. And then we've got it was not an oven, stove, something. I can't remember what it was called specifically in the files. But yeah, Kuel. Furnace it might have been. Then we've got a bunch of different antenna types. So these, yeah, they're all just different antennas that are really cool with a little satellite on that one. Very swish. Here we've got a water tower. Very cool. This is one of the more interesting ones. This is just a decoration. Doesn't actually do anything. But it looks pretty sweet. And makes a load of whooshing noises and stuff. Like, you know, I don't know, it just looks important, doesn't it? Then we've got some canisters. 2 of them. Then, right, we move on to this. This is a bit of an iffy one for me, because I love this. This is a bar. And you have a small, a long, and a curved one. You could make amazing bars with this. But you know what it doesn't do? It doesn't snap together. It's also not really sized to like any flooring, so blender glitching. I mean, you could probably do it. You could probably find something to size it to, but it'd be a bit of a bitch. So, yeah, if anyone from HG is watching this, please, make the ability to snap these together. This would be amazing and so cool. I love the design. It looks fantastic. And we've got so much stuff to put on these as well, which we'll be seeing in a sec. But yeah, these bars look fantastic. We then got a stool in the same style as that, as well as a bar stool. Oh yes, your absolute bar stool, should I say. Then an actual upholstered chair, which you can sit in then. I didn't actually check that beforehand. Oh, and it sits perfectly. There's no issue with the animation. You cannot sit on the stools, though they are purely decoration. Now we've got some lighting. So this is a badass looking neon light. If there was an ability to sort of program this, so HG, a future request maybe, if there was one of these that this lettering was, you could control what lettering was on it based on what you put in, even if it doesn't actually spell any writing, but it'd be really cool if it did. That would be just amazing if we could interact with this and change, maybe just have like up to 15 or 20 characters or something to be able to write a message on this. That would be so cool. Like actual proper signs we can read at all, whether they glow badassly like this or not, would be amazing. But yeah, that would be probably a big request from me for all this. That and snapping the bars would be amazing. This is actually the same thing. That's the default size. That's just a lamp, sort of desk lamp, sized up. Then we've got a wall light, which actually looks friggin' amazing. Look how perfectly that fits in. We've got a bunch of roof star ones. These you can actually place like on the floor, wall or ceiling, and they will, if it's on the floor, it will be hanging upwards. It's really weird. But yeah, it's cool that you can do that if you want to. But yeah, we've got a triple one, just a single one. Then we've got this cool circle looking one, a sprinkler design one, I think that's called. And then the sort of very industrial tube light, which is cool. So yeah, that's all the lights. We've got some, like a thermos flask type thing. This is the same thing. Again, this one's sized up. We've got a oil lamp heater. We've got a sort of, I'm not actually exactly sure what we called this. It's kind of like a wok skillet type thing. Anyway, got that. That's cool. We've got plates. So we got cups. These are all just, this is just three of the same thing. We've got this. I'm not sure if that, is that like hookah or something? I've had hookah before, but it had all the tubes and stuff. So I don't know if that's a similar thing or something different. And then we've got a tap. This is also sized up. I didn't put the original here just because it was quite small and a little difficult to see. But taps in the game, an excellent touch, dang it. Then we have this here, which is a really cool futury looking globe, as if it's like, you know, monitoring the planet that the settlement's on. Then we've got a spark plug and canister. That's it for those. We also, oh yes, for the lights, I was missing one. This is the street lamp, which is really cool. It's massive as well. But like, I believe this is the one that you'll find in settlements as they grow. So that's very cool. Here we move on to a bunch of fabric stuff. How cool does this look? So this is a tapestry. Now, I had a lot of trouble with this. In order to put this on the wall like this, I had to basically put like a floor halfway through the wall with free place, put something to stand on here, and then free place this onto the ground. Because you'll notice with a lot of this stuff, if you try to place these, so we'll get the tapestry itself. Where was that? I think it might have been this one. The tapestry. There we go. So this is a tapestry. So as you can see, you only get a green light if it's on the floor. Now, is this free place or... No, now it's free place. And you can, with free place, do it anywhere. Except with free place, you, like, it does the same thing as the posters and clips inside if it's flat. So you kind of need to either have a little bump and razor and then build it free place, or you need to put something on the wall to then do it like on the sort of the floor, and then delete the thing. So it's a bit of a pain in the arse at the moment, but again, I'm sure they'll fix this stuff. This stuff, I believe... Oh, okay, I didn't even realise this was that bad. This stuff, I believe I just built in free place, so these ones work fine, that one. Same as those, but these two are a bit now. Oh, I think I know why. I think these two should actually be coming out from the wall. So if we quickly find those... I believe, yeah, these should go like that. And then that works perfectly. Okay, yes, that's why these were weird. So yeah, these come out from the wall, and that does look actually really good. So yeah, cool. Again, I haven't coloured any of these. This one just looks white. But I imagine if we change the colour of this... oh no, it's changing the wall. Let's do the basic. That's cool. We can see what the walls can be. Oh, nice. So it's actually... completely custom colours for each one of the items now. Interesting. So yeah, let's try colouring that. There we go. So with this, we can do this. Does a design pop up? It does not. No. So there's a lot of blank ones of these. So which we'll get to shortly. So they'll probably have to fix a bunch of those with the patterns. This is a sized up pile of carpets, which looks frigging sweet. And we've got the normal default size here. Now with these, you will also want to use free place. If you don't use free place, use snap, then they'll be half submerged. This I built using Snap, but I built one and then built this one on top of it, then deleted the bottom one. I actually did the same with this, but I didn't delete it, so it's still there. But if you use free place, I believe they don't sync, so that's something to be wary about. Loving these curtains. I just thought I'd put an arch here so we could see how that looks over an arch. Just one of many different things you could use it with, and it looks fantastic. Very swish. Got 2 carpets here, which both look actually freaking amazing. And yeah, I'll be definitely using those in a bunch of different builds. Now, over here we have lots of dividers. So we'll get to those before we get to the end. We're nearly there, actually. So we've got... Oh, bloody hell. Have I ran a lot again? Oh, I have, yeah. So here we have the gazebo that was on that, featured on the one stone roof, which is actually really good, cool. And I will probably use this quite a lot in some builds. We've then got a bunch of fabric style dividers, which just come in a bunch of different styles and different designs on the actual fabric. See, here's that one that's pretty much invisible again. Well, there's no design. This one you can see a bit. It looks like it should be there, but you can't really see anything. These are sort of wooden plated sort of dividers, which actually look more metallic, with just different panels, and they also look pretty cool. This is like a super reinforced one. This would be great for some extra barricades or something, especially this one. Look how badass that looks. Looks super strong. Well, unless you look at these tiny little pissy pipes in the back. But anyway, looks freaking cool. Now, as you can see, we're coming right to the end here. This is a cool looking Zelda pot, that's what I'm going to call it. That's the default size, but you can make them massive. Also a note, when you make these massive, it increases the area of how close you can build it to you massively as well. And considering the build camera is being janky at the moment, you'll have to stand to here to build it there. It's really weird. But yeah, you can still build with it, so it's cool. We then got another flask here. We got a little Diddy one here. I need my torch on. There we go. So we've got a little Diddy sort of molded drinks crate there. We've got a bunch of moldy crates. So remember, these can all be made bigger or smaller. So this is essentially this without the lid. And you can actually see inside and put stuff in there. That's just submerged in the wall. There isn't gaps like that inside it. This same with this. So this has the lid. This doesn't. Which is really cool that we have the option for that. This is just a small molded crate, and these two are just that's a small version of that. And that's not sized, it's actually just a different size. That's more of a square, it's more of a rectangle. And then some wooden shelving, which is freaking sweet. And the last thing, yes, this is the last new thing, we've finally got there. Sorry about how long this video is, there's just so much to go through. And I hope you've at least found it a bit helpful. But this is the landing pad. And this is indeed pretty much the design from the anomaly. And it works, and it's awesome. And look how sweet this bloody thing is. I'm so glad that we can get this. Currently, when I tried anyway, it wouldn't snap to anything. I did not try after whether anything would snap to it, though. So let's just try that. Am I in snappable? There we go, snap placement active. I'm not seeing the will to snap on this. So currently, this does not snap. But the original landing pad doesn't either. And we just dealt with that by either burying it kind of in existing buildings, which, we'd set up a frame so you didn't actually see it, but you got the effect. But with this one, it's so dang beautiful that I definitely want to show this one a lot more often. And we can do that with blender glitching very easily. So that's not a problem. Actually, would we be able to do it with adjacency glitching at all? Which one would this be under? I've forgotten sort of have. Here we go. Okay, not really then, because you can only adjacency glitch to the right at the moment. So you'd only be able to go from landing pad, which is even bigger, so that's not really going to help. But you can blender glitch it in, so that's good. But yeah, there you go, folks. That is my run through of all the new items. That was really long. I did not think it would take that long to do this. It took hours to put it all out. Oh, I'm having a dancing fit. That's not good. There we go. Fixed. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. If you are not subscribed, be sure to subscribe for more Frontiers news and guides and tips and stuff. Definitely be working on a settlements guide as soon as possible now. I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into that. Also, we will be having Expedition 3 soon, and I'll be doing a speed run for that, as well as streaming like mad all over them Twitch drops. So yeah, be sure to subscribe if you aren't already, if you want to help support the channel. Got a Patreon, YouTube memberships. That's all linked below in the pinned comment, with merch store, the Discord full of awesome people, got a website with loads of useful tools and information for the game. You should totally check it out. We've got a lot of things going on, and it's cool. Thanks for watching, folks, and have an amazing day. Oh, how glowy. It's glowing to see me off. It's nice, isn't it? Goodbye, folks. Should I say.